Okay. Um, uh, this system can easily span a wide area network. The grid computing is scalable because it's easy to add new node because it does matter what hardware it is. I say that the hardware are different. It can be different because the grid computing, the nodes are grid computer are heterogeneous. To allow for collaboration, we generally use a virtual organization. In a sense, there is a grouping of users that will allow for authorization and resource allocation. Say, please talk about this slide. I'm going to say some details, some more definition about the grid
Yeah,
computing after that. Please talk about this
yes,
slide.
sir.
Say, thank you.
الآن بالحديث عن أنه الحوسبة الشبكية تكون قابلة للتطور أو للتطوير أو للتهجين. السبب أنه من السهل إضافة عقدة جديدة، لأنه لا يهم ما هي الأجهزة المستخدمة في الحوسبة الشبكية التالية. أوكي. حيث أن العديد من العقد آه، من كل مكان تكون غير متجانسة، أو تكون موزعة عبر العديد من المؤسسات، أو يمكن أن تمتد بسهولة عبر شبكة واسعة النطاق. إذا هناك ملاحظة أنه للسماح بعمليات التعاون أو التواصل تستخدم الشبكات بشكل عام للمؤسسات الافتراضية. وفي الأساس فإن هذه المجموعة من المستخدمين، واللي يفضل أن يكون معرفين بID، آه، سوف سوف تسمح بالتخفيض بتخصيص الموارد. أوكي سر.
Okay, in this figure you can see different users. In this figure you can see different users and different resources which are presented by the grid computing. And uh, also you can see a grid resource management system. There is an appropriate and important software which is responsible to manage our requests from the users. The grid resource management system get the request from the user and find appropriate resource. Um, okay, this resource can be used. Each resource can be used by each user, and and, and the grid resource management system is responsible to get decision about this request and challenge. Uh, um, Different tasks, different application can be run on this system. Um, so uh, each resource can be used to perform a different task or application. Okay, so this is one different characteristic between the cluster computer and the grid computing. Usually in the cluster computing, we expect to see the same task are used to perform on the on the compute nodes on the machines. But in this type of system, we expect to see the different types of task and application on different resources, on different machines. The grid computing is the use of widely distributed computer resources to reach a common goal. Yes, usually the common goal is defined for the cluster um, um, for the grid computing because we need to get the high performance from the system. Okay, so some metrics are defined for performance. It can be throughput, performance, delay, and some other else. These goals are introduced for grid computing. Okay, so um, uh, we can say that the common goal is introduced for the grid for all machines. The grid computing is distinguished from conventional high-performance computing systems such as cluster computing, in that each node in the grid computing set to perform a different task or application. Okay, I think that's enough.
شكرا
Safe,
أستاذ.
you can talk about this. Thank you.
بالحديث عن النوع هذا فإنه يمكن ملاحظة عدة مصادر وعدة مستخدمين. أيضا أن الحوسبة الشبكية فإنها تدار بنظام يكون أو يمثل أو ينجز مهام متعددة يمكن تنفيذها بشكل متكرر، وأيضا كل مصدر ممكن يستخدم قاعدتين لغرض التنفيذ وبنفس المهام من قبل المستخدمين. أيضا يمكن ملاحظة أنه العديد من المهام في هذا النوع تنفذ أو تعتمد بشكل كما يعد على أنه استخدام للموارد الكمبيوتر التي تكون موزعة على نطاق واسع للوصول إلى هدف مشترك، حيث أنها تتميز أي الحوسبة الشبكية عن أنظمة الحوسبة التقليدية بأنها تكون عالية الأداء وتكون مشابهة للعنقودية، حيث يتم تعيين عقدة في الحوسبة الشبكية على تنفيذ مهمة أو تطبيق مختلف.
Okay, another type of distributed computing system is cloud computing. From previous years, up to now, the cloud computing is very important and very practical, and we know that the cloud computing are used by the people around the world. A cloud is an elastic execution environment of resource providing a meta services at multiple granularities. Um, we know that the cloud computing um, is utilize the internet um, as the as a framework, as an environment which is utilized is shared between the user around the world. From that, we know that the cloud computing also is used by different systems. For example, nowadays, Internet of Things, IoT, wireless sensor network, and other type of applications um, are used the cloud computing, the cloud services to present their services. We know that the cloud computing provide us um, different services uh,